clear in recent years that TV executives have definitely run out of ideas since they've started adapting a whole bunch of British TV shows. And yes, some of these turned out pretty good, but for every office, we also get tons of crap like Coupling and Kath and Kim. Yet all those shows were preceded by a 1996 adaptation that will have you wondering why they even started trying again after this bomb. This is the American adaptation of Men Behaving Badly. Now, I admittedly don't know a whole lot about the original British version, which was created by Simon Nye, featuring two slovenly yet lovable single men, and was voted the BBC's best sitcom ever. The American version was created by Matthew Carlson and stars Rob Schneider and Ron Eldard as immature man-children living together in Indianapolis. I just said Rob Schneider stars in this. Do I need to go much further?
The sex was consensual when we started. But what about after she fell asleep?
If Sarah gave you permission to drive her car, and then she fell asleep, you'd still be entitled to use her car, right?
He's using borrowing a car to determine whether or not he raped his girlfriend. Not funny! Schneider plays Jamie, an obnoxious, slovenly jackass who's terrible with women, what a shock, while Eldard's character Kevin actually has a steady girlfriend in Sarah, played by Justine Bateman. From Family Ties to this, how low can they go? Oh, and Eldard? He left a recurring role on ER for this show. And the show itself had the same producers that made The Cosby Show. We're barely into the pilot's first act, and I'm reminded of 3 shows I could be watching instead.
Good coffee.
That was in the promos, people!
Cats. They're just like women, aren't they? Moody, demanding, aloof. They act like they're doing you a favor when you want sex. First, it's let's have a child. Then it's, hey, let's get married for the sake of the baby.
And she's gonna want to move in with you.
My life is over.
And by the way, we're still in the pilot. There were 34 other episodes made.
Who the hell's this Donald? Sounds like he gave her a really big show.
Just because his date was bigger doesn't mean it was better.
I have got to have a bigger date than Donald.
They say it's not the size of your date, it's what you do with it.
You know who says that? Guys with little dates.
Remember when I complained about Friends having sexual stereotypes? I take it back compared to this! Most of them in the first year had the same format. Jamie and Kevin joke around using male stereotypes in the teaser, Kevin struggles with his immaturity around Sarah, and Jamie makes any decent male watching the show ashamed of his Y chromosomes.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna shoot a dog.
What?
Oh, God, what am I doing? When are we gonna go out? We keep talking about it.
No, you keep talking about it.
Eventually, I'm gonna need your participation.
Here's the deal. I don't go out with guys who I sense are totally into themselves.
I'm sorry. There's a handsome man in my spoon.
FYI, when John Arbuckle isn't as pathetic around women as you, you're doing something wrong!
Hello, Poison Information Center? Yeah, how long do you estimate a person can survive in a fumigated apartment?
Oh, welcome to the Love Palace.
What's that smell?
I don't smell anything.
You really want me to go Lorena Bobbitt on myself, don't you? It's really sad because when Kevin and Sarah are alone together, they can actually be decent characters. Not that Sarah didn't have her own moments.
That doesn't mean I can't let him twist a little before I let him off the hook.
You'd actually torture him over this?
Yeah. Somehow I must have figured out what I was up to. Well, I'm not giving in. We'll grow old and gray together before I back down.
Isn't this all a little self-destructive?
No. Just petty and vindictive.
Still, as I said, these two were the most likable of the bunch. So naturally, they were both gone by the second season. Bateman didn't even appear in the second season premiere, which was about the two characters getting married. She supposedly left due to contract issues. Hey, whatever they offered wasn't enough, girl. You used to work alongside Michael J. Fox! Eldar did stay on for this one episode as Kevin moves out of the apartment and Jamie has to find a new roommate. This was actually very close to what happened on the British show, which also changed one of the male cast members after the first season. It was actually after that change that the original caught fire and became a big hit. This show? Not so much! They brought in Ken Marino, yes, the guy who would play Vinnie Van Lowe on Veronica Mars, to play the new roommate Steve, and Jenica Berger as his love interest Katie.
Is it a man or a woman?
Well, originally I was going after some genderless sexual dualism thing. What the hell? I'll make it a man.
I never thought I'd be turned off by a 6-foot-tall, busty redhead in my life. And then it looks like they try to wipe that first season out of existence with this!
I just had the craziest dream. I was living with that Shep guy from ER. He was sleeping with Mallory from Family Time.
Yeah, I'm guessing they were trying for something even stupider than the Pam Ewing dream season, and they succeeded with flying colors. So yeah, the show actually got worse in the second year. Steve and Katie have no chemistry together, and Jamie goes from being just annoying to an outright stalker of his neighbor Brenda.
You could learn a lot from Steve. I wish you'd treat me the way he treats Katie.
Does anyone think this is endearing?
You're gonna go spy on Brenda from the fire escape.
Are you crazy? It's freezing out there. I'm gonna grease myself up with Crisco and wriggle down the heating vent.
Call the cops, lady! We also get classy episodes like Jamie selling himself for lab experiments and begins producing cow milk.
I mean, the worst part is the shame that these people feel.
Yeah, Rob Schneider was a consultant on this show as well as the star, just in case you didn't guess that. And that brings us to the worst Christmas episode I have ever seen.
I want you to sing before me at the karaoke contest.
Oh, come on.
After your tuneless caterwauling, they'll welcome me like Caruso. I want you to sing the number dressed as Saddam Hussein.
Now, I know my head was pretty messed up when I got back from Desert Storm. All right, where's Brian? It's you! I'm gonna give you the mother of all beatings.
Is anyone surprised the show was canceled after that episode? Yeah, there were 6 episodes produced that didn't even get on the air. The show was retitled It's a Man's World for international release to make sure everyone knew it had no relation to its British counterpart. And Carsey Werner had to team up with the Shout Factory just to get the series out on DVD. The Shout Factory has produced DVD releases of Greg the Bunny, Tales of the Ratfink, and Captain N the Game Master. And this still might be the worst thing they've put their tag on! I am ashamed to have my gender's name associated with this show! It's sexist, it's sophomoric, it's disgusting, and it's just bad on multiple levels. It didn't kill the notion of adapting British TV, but it definitely put it on hold for several years. Of course, now we're getting adaptations by the truckload. But if the Sci-Fi Channel ever decides to adapt Doctor Who, I'm investing in a panic room. See you next time on TV Trash.